Good morning. Welcome to today's council for Friday, September 17, 2021. Let me welcome council and staff and anyone who is listening and participating in this meeting in person or via Zoom. For the record, we have all 7 council members present. With all 7 present, we have quorum and time is 8 a.m. First item is public forum. If anyone from the members of the audience would like to speak to the council, you may come forward. Or if you are joining us via Zoom, you may raise your hand. No one is coming forward from the chamber. Erica, anyone raising their hands?
No, sir.
No hands raised, so I'm going to close the public forum. Moving on to the discussion action items. Council, we have 3 items on the agenda. All 3 will be record voting. That means we'll vote one at a time. Item number 1, discuss, consider, and act upon the second reading of Ordinance 21-20 of the Town Council of the Town of Sunnyvale, Texas, making appropriations for the support of the Town of Sunnyvale for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2021 and ending September 30, 2022, and adopting the annual budget of the Town of Sunnyvale for the 2021-2022 fiscal year. Sherry.
Thank you, Council. I'm here for any questions if you would like to discuss it further.
Thank you, ma'am. Let me open up for public comments. If there's anyone from the members of the audience who would like to come forward and speak to the council on item number 1, you may do so at this time. If you are joining us via Zoom, you may raise your hand. No one is coming forward from the chamber. Erica, anyone raising their hand?
No, sir.
No hands raised, so I'm going to close the public comments. Council, are there any discussions on item number 1? If none, I call for a motion.
Mayor, I'll make a motion. Item number 1, make a motion to approve ordinance 21-20. With the changes to reflects tax rate 0.45300, changing the revenue line item property taxes 11 through 511, I'm sorry, 5111 to $4,685.842. The MO rate of 0.3211900, and changing expenses line item town council projects 610 through 679, 6709 to $166,138 for council identified projects.
Motion
Second.
made by Mr. Allen. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Eldridge. Everyone heard the motion? Are there any discussions? Mr. Egan?
I've got a question.
Yes, sir.
And I don't have a problem with the motion, but the way the motion was made, is this the same order that we did this last night? It's just there was more information put into the reading of the motion. Because last night it was just to approve the budget at a tax rate that was to be determined, basically to be determined.
These line items will change from there.
Yeah.
Specified the
Yeah,
line
we did, because we didn't say the line item part of it
Yeah,
last
item.
night.
did.
We absolutely did.
Yeah, we did. I provided the same verbiage to
Yeah.
Jonathan.
Okay, so it's the same setup.
I think it
okay.
was just kind of confusing because we had to determine the tax rate
Right,
first,
yeah.
so it felt like a different order, but we
Okay,
actually
okay,
voted in
okay.
this.
The only other difference is last night was first reading and this is second reading. So that makes sense. Are there additional discussions? Nothing, your daughter's not, so she can blame me. Somebody was complaining that I asked too many times for discussions. It's going to be hurry up. Okay, if there are no other discussions, I'm going to call for record motion. Mr. Egan, I'm going to start with you, sir, that end.
No, and I have a comment to make after the vote.
Mr. Eldridge?
Yes.
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 George, yes. Voting in favor. Eldridge, Freeman, Allen, Finch, Clark, and George. And voting nay, Mr. Egan. Mr. Egan, have a comment, sir?
My comment is the same as last night, as well as my comments from last night. I'm not against the budget. My vote is not against the budget. My vote is against the rate that was used to arrive at the number.
I fully understand and respect your position, sir. Moving on to item number 2, discuss, consider, and act upon the second reading of ordinance 21-21 of the Town Council of the Town of Sunnyvale, Texas, ratifying a tax rate of 0.456700. Council, I'm reading the tax rate posted on the agenda, but I do recognize that we have an agreed upon tax rate different than this one during last night's meeting. Shirley, any comments, ma'am?
I'm just available here for any questions.
Thank you very much. This is a public hearing item, so let me open up for public hearing. If there is anyone from the members of the audience who would like to come forward and speak to the council on item number 2, you may do so. Or if you're joining us via Zoom, you may raise your hand. No one is coming forward from the chamber. Anyone raise their hands?
No, sir.
No hands raised, so I'm going to close the public comment. Council, are there any discussions on item number 2? If not, can I have a motion with respect to item number 2, please?
I make a motion to approve ordinance 21-21, making a change to ratify a tax rate of 0.4530.
Motion made by Mr. Elliott. Do you have a second? Second by Mr. Allen. Everyone heard the motion? Are there any discussions? Again, this is a record vote, so I'm going to start on the other side today. Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Mr. Finch,
Yes.
Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Freeman,
Yes.
Mr. Eldridge,
Yes.
Mr. Egan,
No.
Mr. George, yes. I made my comments yesterday. I made my piece. I move on. Voting in favor, Mr. Clark, Mr. Finch, Mr. Allen, Mr. Freeman, Mr. Eldridge, and Mr. George. Voting nay, Mr. Egan. Anything else? Moving on to item number 3. Discuss, consider, and act upon the second reading of ordinance 21-22 of the Town Council of the Town of Sunnyvale, Texas, providing for the levying of property taxes for tax year 2021 and enacting provisions relating to the subject and purpose of this ordinance. Shuri?
Thank you, council. I have nothing else to add unless you have some questions for me.
Thank you, ma'am. Again, this is a public hearing. Let me open up for public comments. If there's anyone from the members of the audience who would like to come forward and speak to the council, you may do so. Or if you're joining us via Zoom, you may raise your hand. No one is coming forward, so I'm going to close the public comment. I'm sorry. Erica, anyone raise their hands?
No, sir.
No hands raised. With no one coming forward from the chamber or no one raising the hand, I'm going to close the public comments. Again, council, this is a record vote. See you next, right? I'm all right. This introduction. Mr. Egan, let me start with you, sir. I am so sorry. Thank you, Rachel, for keeping me honest. Can I have a motion with respect to item number 3, please?
Mayor, I'll make a motion to move the property tax rate be increased by the adoption of tax rate 0.45300, which is effectively the 3.43% increase in the tax rate. And of that, 0.32119 is levied for maintenance and operations of the town, and 0.13181 of the tax rate is specifically levied for debt service.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Allen, second by Eldridge, to approve item number 3, and you heard the motion. Council, are there any discussions on item number 3? If none, I call for a motion. I'm going to start with Mr. Egan.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Alan. This is too early morning. I call for a vote. It's record voting, not a motion vote. Mr. Egan,
Still yes.
Mr. Eldridge?
Yes.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Finch?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. George is yes. So all 7 voting in favor of motion and no nays. Before I wrap up, I just want to take my maybe a couple of minutes to express my gratitude to Shuri, Phyllis, and Gretchen at the back. It's a lot of work. It's a long process. Council, a lot of good discussion, good debates. Perspective, this is what makes the democracy beautiful, perspectives. But unlike other governments, this is not knocking at the federal government or the state or anywhere else. But the beauty of the local government is we can agree, disagree, we can still keep moving the needle forward in that direction. As a body, we decide. So I applaud you and appreciate each one of you for perspectives and questions and comments, and all are good. Susan, I want to thank you for your help with it. All the directors, Charles, we got Rachel, we got Erica, we got police chief and fire chief, everybody. Mr. Anderson, thank you for guiding us through legal counsel. With that, can I have a motion to adjourn, please?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made by Eldred and second by Mr. Clark to adjourn. All in favor signify. All opposed, motion passed. 7:00, time is 8:11, and this council meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much and have a great day.